The book opens with a boat trip taken by the main character, Leo Kemp, and his 11-year-old son, Julian. They're off the Cape Cod coast in an inflatable craft. When they hit a submerged tree trunk, the boat flips and they all go in the water. Julian is badly hurt and dies 3 days later in Boston General Hospital. That sets in train that tragedy, a sequence of events which leads to Leo Kemp taking his own students out for a research trip on the sea off the Cape Cod coast, and he too is swept overboard during a sudden storm. And that's where his story, his adventure, really starts. I've had a fantasy that's been with me since childhood, that of walking into the sea, diving into the waves, and coming up as a seal, and being able then to swim free in the sea, looking back to the shore, seeing friends and family, saying goodbye to them with regret, but knowing that I will never return. Now, I think that dream is irresistible to an awful lot of people. We all have a little bit of it inside ourselves. And the dream is that of shedding the skin of the daily life that we lead and stepping into another world as another person or another creature. Leo Kemp is the central character in this book, and when he disappears, that is obviously devastating for his wife, his daughter, and his friends. Now, his marriage has pretty much disintegrated, as we learn throughout the book, but his wife Margot still feels a huge sense of loss and of guilt when he goes overboard and vanishes at sea. It's never easy to write about other people's emotions as characters in a book. You have to step inside not just their skin, but their souls, if you like. And it's a painful process for a writer, and I hope it's come off in this book. I travelled to Cape Cod and spent 2 weeks there. It was springtime, just before Memorial Day. It's a marvellous place, both to spend some time thinking about writing a novel and to spend some time setting that novel. And on Cape Cod I found some great characters. Some of the scientists who worked there, marine biologists, and a wonderful old fisherman who took me out to look at the seal colonies up and down the coast. He was wonderful. His name was Fritz, and he may well recognise himself in this book. The natural world is full of mysteries, of things that modern science cannot explain to us. The godwit is a small bird that flies from northern Canada to the Antarctic every year, and nobody knows how it can endure that flight. Science cannot explain it. And the same applies to the oceans, about which we talk so much in this book. We do not know really how they function. We don't know how they interact with the landmass around them. We do know they cover 4/5 of this planet's surface. Without them, we will not have a planet.